Into your NAPA Auto Parts player profile. Dan Collins joined alongside my broadcast partner, Jordan Swick, and assistant coach Joe Perez. Joe, thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure having you on here. We know you're a busy man, so first things first, the Miners faithful would like to know a little bit about you as well as the rest of the players. So can you just talk a little bit about your experience down here in Alaska as the first-year assistant coach and what you're trying mostly to work on with these guys and getting them prepared here this year?
Yeah, coming from Phoenix, Arizona, it's a definitely big change being up here in the wilderness. But one of the cool things that about the Alaska Baseball League is you get players coming from different programs, a lot of prestigious programs, especially with the Matsu Miners. We got guys from A&M, guys from Kansas State. So it's pretty cool seeing how different things are taught from school to school and how different programs are run. That's one of the things I'm getting used to is while trying to help their development as young players, but also trying to stay within the realm of what they're used to at their school, because I want to send them back better players for their coaching staff.
And as a coach, what is it like? I'm sure you guys try to get the bonding experience, and you want everybody to think and play as a team. So what kind of role do you play as Ben Taylor's assistant in trying to make sure this team could come together as a bunch and, for the most part, play for each other and play for, the Miners?
Well, Ben does a great job of kind of keeping the guys loose around the clubhouse and keeping it light atmosphere, which is good. The guys, it could be a little awkward for them coming in and first getting to meet all these new guys. So he does a good job of that. And my job is to kind of just assist Ben with day-to-day activities. I try to take as much as off his plate as I can, whether that be assigning groups for BP and then setting up pregame stuff as far as infield work during batting practice and stretch routine and all of that.
So you're definitely a busy man, but we have to know a little bit about Joe Perez off the field, I guess. This is your first time coaching here at the Last Frontier, so what is it like when you finally get to get away from the field for the small amount of time that you can, or maybe on some off days? What are the activities that you and the rest of the coaching staff, or even you by yourself, get into down here in Alaska?
We haven't had a whole lot of off days, but we've taken advantage of the off days we've had. We've gotten to go up to the glacier. I've actually been up there twice, once with the team, and we went once before that. That's just something I think everyone who comes up here should go and see. Just something you can't see anywhere else in the world. So that was cool. And then went up and checked out the Little Sioux River. So just kind of seeing a lot of the sites that are around and enjoying some downtime with our host family, getting to know them a little bit better, and which I think that's important. I think that's one of the responsibilities of being a coach or being a player that comes up here, with how much the community gives back and how much the host families help you out. It's kind of your responsibility to get to know them and spend some time with them, and because they want to get something out of the experience too. So I think that's a big part of it, is getting to know them and spend some time with them, and that just goes a long way, I think.
And what about Joe Perez, the baseball player? First, we'll get into your coaching experience a little later, but as the player, when did it all start out? And you don't necessarily have to go all the way back to Little League, but if you could just take us a little bit through maybe your high school and collegiate days playing, what was that like?
Well, yeah, played at Vasquez High School. It's a small little school in Southern California. We played a lot of academic schools, so it was about right around 1,000 students. So it was, kind of big fish in a small pond. And then when I went into junior college baseball, it was definitely a big change, and I played at College of the Canyons in Southern California, right, in Valencia. Spent 2 years there as a second baseman and shortstop. Then transferred from there to Jamestown University in North Dakota. Played there, and it was a smaller university. Got to kind of travel around a little bit. We played in Florida, played in Arizona some, and all over the Midwest. Got to play in the Metrodome a couple times, which was really cool before it came down.
And can you break down your collegiate experience now as a coach, both with GC? I know you had a couple of roles there. Is that correct?
Yeah. So actually, my college career started. My eligibility at Jamestown University ran out, and I still had to take one class. So I actually came back as an undergrad assistant for the fall and started coaching there. Was a first base coach and did a lot of the infield work and also assisted with hitting. Then once I graduated from there, started as a grad assistant at Grand Canyon University. And my role there, I wear many different hats as far as do a lot of administrative work as far as budget stuff. And then one of my responsibilities is team gear, and then also field setup, and then assist Coach Stankiewicz with the infielders.
And we just have a couple more for you, Joe. Can you just break down, I know when you came out here, either consciously or subconsciously, you've had to have some goals set for yourself. So just as an assistant coach out here for the first time in Alaska, is there any type of list of goals that you want to accomplish out here? What is Joe Perez, by the time he goes back to Arizona and GCU, what does he want to say that he accomplished out here in the Alaska Baseball League?
Well, being a young coach, one of the things I'd like to do is I haven't been with too many coaches, and everyone has a different way of doing things. So I would like to learn, from Ben and from Matt and kind of see their different philosophies on the game. And, I think that's a big part of coaching is, you learn from everyone you come in contact with, and doesn't necessarily mean you adopt their whole ideology on baseball, but you can kind of take out what you like, and that's kind of how you come up with your own theory on how you want to coach.
Absolutely. And then a little bit more to the personal stuff. You said Southern California, so is that where you were born and raised, and you're also soon to be wed? Is that correct? The groom to be? Can you just
Yes.
break that down a little bit here for us?
Yeah, from Southern California, and getting married in August 27th to Jacqueline Polito. It's God bless her for letting her come up here, or letting me come up here for 2 months, I should say, right before the wedding. So, yeah, she's back home handling all that stuff while I'm up here getting to be around baseball every day.
Well, congratulations with that, Joe, and thanks for joining us. We hope to get all the goals accomplished and whatnot, and hopefully the rest of the minor season, so far so good in first place. We hope it ends that way with the top of the World Series title.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There you have it. I'm Dan Collins alongside Jordan Swick and Joe Perez here for your NAPA Auto Parts Player Profile.